Yes. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Good morning, Grand Rising to every single one of you guys that's tuning in right now, family. Just make sure that you guys can hear me by go ahead and dropping a 3 in the chat really quickly, family. I want to make sure that everything is working to perfection for you guys, leading up into NFP. It's going to be a very interesting release today. And it's going to be interesting to see how the market reacts to the data, right, that actually ends up coming out, family, right? So we're going to obviously take a look at the markets, see what the data does come out as, and then from there, guys, come up with a bias from a fundamental perspective to see what we can expect the market to do moving forward. And then also from a sentiment perspective, right? What is the, how is the market going to react to the data, right? Because that's like the biggest factor, guys, right? Fundamentals is one aspect, right? Actually getting the data, the facts to come out, right? That's one thing, right? But how the market interprets it. And when I say the market, guys, I'm talking about all the big time smart money, right? How they interpret the data is a whole completely different ballgame, right? So we're going to go ahead and analyze that. We're going to put on our smart money hats ourselves. We're going to try to be like the big time investors, the big time market makers, because that's really how we need to start approaching these markets, guys, right? You need to start acting as if you are the smart money, right? Start approaching these markets, guys, like you're the smart money. How are you going to react to this data that's actually going to be coming out? Right, so just to give you guys a quick rundown, family, of what to expect for today. So as of right now, we are waiting for non-farm. We have around 20 minutes to go. We are also expecting unemployment rate as well. Now, right now, guys, last non-farm payroll actually came out at around 263K. This time, they're actually expecting a big drop, guys, in non-farm payroll, which pretty much means they're expecting less people to actually go ahead and get employed, right? And that's going to be big, right? I mean, because what is the one thing that we're trying to fight right now, right, is inflation. So with inflation, guys, right, the unemployment rate definitely does tie into it, right? Non-farm payrolls does tie into this whole, fight against inflation, right? Because right now we do, unfortunately, right, and it sounds crazy, but unfortunately, guys, we do want to see this number continue to drop, right? If our goal, and again, I'm thinking like the Federal Reserve, right? If my goal, and I'm Jerome Powell, if our goal is to completely get inflation back to that 2% threshold, right, then we do not want to see this number increase, right? Because this number increasing is telling us that more people are employed, which means more people have access to more capital, which means more spending is going to happen, right? And spending occurring is not going to help fight inflation, right? So we really do want to see this number come out around this 200,000 level, right? So that's something to just keep your eyes on. Now, if for whatever reason, right, we come out higher than this number, that really is going to potentially shake these markets, right? So let me go ahead and just give you guys a scenario really quick, right? If we come out around that 260, which I don't think we're going to, right? But if we do, for whatever reason, that is going to send, right? That is going to be very bearish, guys, for the indices, right? That's going to be bullish for the dollar, right? I mean, pretty much the same thing we've been talking about, right? That's going to be bearish for the indices. That's going to be bullish for the dollar. Right now, why is that? Because the market is going to react based off what the Fed's true intentions truly are, right? And that's why you have to start thinking outside the box, guys. When you're really trying to understand fundamental data and trying to put it into an analysis for you, you have to start thinking outside the box, right? So again, anything close to this 200, then yeah, indices is going to absolutely go to hell, right? Because that's not what the market truly wants to see. Now, again, I don't think we're going to come out that high. I would expect us to probably come around somewhere around this level right here as a forecast. So based off this, guys, right, if we do see a lower number of non-farm payrolls, that actually can bring in some short-term weakness, right, for the dollar itself, some short-term strength for the indices, right? Because now we're coming out, right? Let me break this down real quick, right? If we come out low like this, then yeah, that could give weakness for the dollar, right? That could give, strength, to these indices, right? Just based off of the fact that we actually are seeing non-farm actually decrease, right? If we see less people actually get employed, that is a good thing right now, right? And I know it sounds crazy, but again, just because of the state of the markets today, family, that's what we really want to see. We want to see less people employed, right? We do want to see this unemployment rate actually continue to go higher. If the goal is to fight inflation, that is exactly how we want to approach this market. Okay, so just wanted to put that out there, guys. But that's pretty much what we're going to be looking at for today. Seeing exactly what this number does come out as. Depending on how it plays out, you know, if for whatever reason, right, like hypothetically speaking, we come out around that 200,000, right, that gives, you know, indices a little boost of strength, right? Guess what I'm doing? I'm only going to be positioning myself, guys, for the next opportunity to go short. Okay, because even if we do come out at that data, our sentiment is still not changing, right? You know, we had a very interesting week this week, guys, with uh, interest rate decisions and the Fed and Jerome Powell's speech, which absolutely shook the markets. You know, and in that speech that he said, guys, he said he's pretty much going to remain hawkish no matter what. So even if we do see spikes up, that's only going to give us an opportunity, guys, to go ahead and get involved for these indices, right? So anybody that do loves indices, right, whether it's NAS, SPX, or US 30, that's how I would be playing this, right? Now, I'm going to be focusing on NAS, personally speaking, and I want to see if the market, guys, right, we're probably going to end up, no matter what comes out, right, I think we will end up actually running these highs. These little short-term highs right here, go ahead and start filling some of this imbalance, right? But what I want to see realistically, I want to see the market, guys, come back up to you. I want to actually go ahead and put on my volume profile tool really, really quickly, see where all the volume is positioned at. I mean, the volume, most of the volume is all the way up here, right? So what I would like to see now, right, if for whatever reason, right, the indice market ends up going bullish, I think we're going to end up coming up to here, probably filling this wick. And then on a fill of that wick, guys, we can realistically possibly expect this market to turn back around, right? So that's going to be my play here. Again, I'm not sure if that's something that's going to happen today, right? But it's pretty much just giving you guys my overall outline of what I want to see the market actually do, right? The blueprint that I'm looking for overall. And it really does depend on the actual data, right? So if we do see a spike up, then yeah, I want to look for some continuations to the downside off of that for sure. All right. In terms of the dollar, I mean, dollar's going to be very similar as well, guys. Let me go ahead and just remove this really quickly. Right, the dollar's going to be very similar. If we could see a big spike down, you know, maybe come down and fill this wick right here that we have all the way down here. You know, a fill of this wick could definitely, you know, trigger some more upside here, guys, for the dollar. Just keeping us in this bullish trend that we have ultimately been in for a while, right? I mean, over the past few weeks, we really have been very sideways for the dollar. But look at all it's doing, right? All it's doing is starting to accumulate, right? It's creating this little flag pattern, guys. Overall, just building up orders, building up liquidity for the potential next big move, right? In my opinion, of course, right? So that's how I will be positioning myself. I'm going to be remaining bullish long-term the dollar, no matter what this data comes out as. I'm going to be remaining bearish long-term the indices, no matter what this data comes out as. It's about what we're going to see off rip, right? Because no matter what the data comes out as, guys, the sentiment is still going to be the same. It's just a matter of off the data, are we going to see an initial sell-off, which could happen, or are we going to get an opportunity to go ahead and get involved? All right. So we got to just be very careful. Just be very patient. You guys know we're not going to just try to jump into trades as soon as the data comes out. That's not what we want to do here. So if you're on this channel, guys, looking for a direct signal right at news, you might as well go find a gambling channel, you know, that's out there, right? There's a lot of Forex gamblers out there, you know, so definitely go ahead and tune into one of them, right? We're not one of those gamblers. And now that I say that, guys, there's a big difference, right? There's a very fine line between being a gambler and trader in this space. The reality is 99% of traders out there are not actual Forex traders, right? They're Forex gamblers. All right, let's be real here, right? 99% of people that are pursuing this skill, they are Forex gamblers. They're not Forex traders. In fact, and I say this in the most nicest way, but some of you guys on this call are not Forex traders. Some of you guys on this call are Forex gamblers, right? And if that statement just hurt you right there, then the shoe probably does fit, right? But we have to understand, guys, right? There's a very fine line between gambling and trading, right? If you're not following no rules, if you don't have no plan, if you're not tracking your trades using a trading journal, then guess what you are? You're a damn gambler, right? Let's just call it for what it is, family, right? Because a trader is actually following the rules, right? Has a plan, has a trading journal, right? Knows exactly what they're looking for, knows exactly what to plays, knows how to manage risk, right? And all that good stuff. That's what a Forex trader is. So if you're not doing any of that, then guess what you are? I love you. I got love for you. But you are a Forex gambler, right? And just have that awareness, guys, to understand exactly what I'm saying right now, right? So that you can truly become that trader that you really want to become, right? So it's going to be crazy. But like I said, we're going to be watching this, guys. We do have about 15 minutes, just under 15 minutes to see what this actually does come out as. And yeah, we're just going to vibe out and see what the market does give us. Right, but let's see what he got in the chat. I appreciate every single one of you guys for rocking with me this morning as well. I see we got LA, California in the building. What's going on, Carl? Good to see you in the chat. We got Providence in the building. Franklin, I see you, dog. What's up? What's up? Hit the like button when you enter. I appreciate that, Carl. 100%, guys. If you guys are watching me right now, if you guys are listening to me right now, all I ask is for one favor. Go ahead and smash that like button for me one time, just because it does help me out tremendously. It actually does a lot more than what you guys might think, right? At least from a creator's perspective, like that like is worth a lot, family. So we do appreciate you guys for doing that for sure. All right, but let's see what else we got. We got a bunch of savages and a bunch of beasts in the building. What's going on, Rubina? GEA Nathan, what's up? Devin, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. We got Lindsay in the building. The boy Reap Euro, the savage Reap Euro in the house. Shout out to the 518. I appreciate y'all. Let's see. We got South Africa in the building. What is going on? Let's see. Caller put neither, right? Yeah. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, then it's a duck. Yeah, exactly, Christian. Right, exactly. All right, let's see. Good morning from New Jersey. What's going on, Linda? Good to see you in the chat as well. Vaughn, what's up? What's up? What's up? Grand Rising to every single one of you guys. I appreciate y'all. All right, so yeah, guys, this is literally what I'm gonna be looking for going into today. Just expecting long-term bearishness no matter what comes out, but obviously we will be, mindful of everything, right? But if you ask me, I'm bearish indices, right? Like that's really what I would like to see, right? I would like to see a continuation to the downside for the indice markets, guys. Again, no matter what comes out as, right? The only thing that's gonna really cause a different shift is if we do actually come out higher, right? If we come out, if we actually come out way lower, right? If we come out way lower under the 200, because look at this, right? They're expecting 200,000. If we come out way lower for whatever reason, that is actually probably going to trigger a bullish run for the NAS, right? That is going to bring some strength, guys, for these indices. It just will, right? Especially if we also add into the unemployment rate. Like if the unemployment rate, guys, for whatever reason, right? If the unemployment rate actually ticks up higher, and again, I know it sounds crazy, right? Because like right now, because of the time that we're living in right now, with high inflationary period of time, right? With the main focus for central banks to try to get down under control, like what we truly wanted to see in the past is what we don't want to see today, which I hope that makes sense, right? Because typically we want to see our unemployment rate stay very low, but just to help fight inflation, we don't want that, right? If we see unemployment stay very, very low, then it's going to be very hard to fight inflation like that, right? But if we see this actually continue to tick higher, see now there's going to be some type of optimism that inflation truly is or could start to be under control, right? Based off of that itself, right? So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Like I said, we're gonna see what the market does end up giving us overall, and seeing what we really could get. But we're not gonna just jump into trades off rip. That's not what we want to do, right? We're just gonna be patient. We're gonna let the market do what it does, and from there we'll go ahead and see what we can, right? But I think there's a good chance, guys, that gold also does give us a really good reaction to the downside. So I'm gonna be playing gold. I'm gonna be keeping my eyes on NAS as well, right? But I'm really gonna be keeping my eye on gold, right? I would love to see this thing absolutely just tank from these levels, right? Especially if the data does come out the way that I think it's going to. Yeah, I would love to see that happen, guys. So I'm gonna be more so on the bear side right now for gold. I actually did a one-on-one yesterday as well, and on the one-on-one yesterday, right, like we were nowhere near up here, right? But I told the guy I did the one-on-one with that I expected gold to come all the way back up to this level, right? Retest structure, fill a little bit of this imbalance up here. Go ahead and fill this wick that we had up there. And it's crazy for me to wake up and see that we're actually right up at that level right now, right? So again, I'm a bear, right? And I could be completely wrong, and I'm fine with that. Again, I'm not in any trades currently right now, guys, right? Every single trade that I was in this week, I officially am out of, right? So I'm not in anything, right? Just throwing that out there. I'm not in no trades right now, but I will be watching the data, and if we can get an entry, I will be looking to take that. But I'm not going to force a trade. I'm not going to try to jump in right on the release, right? If this thing just leaves without us on the release, it is what it is, right? And this is one thing that you guys have to understand, guys, right? When it comes to understanding data, we really have to stop trying to trade the actual release, right? Especially if you have no idea what the hell is going on, right? And that's the thing that I think a lot of traders typically look for, right? Like a lot of traders want to come on these live streams and they're just really just waiting for a signal. But what you really should be doing is trying to decipher the data for the long-term plays moving forward, right? Don't focus on trying to just take advantage of a move right now, but understand the data and understand the interpretation of what it could give us moving forward. Because this is going to help us going into next week, guys, right? What happens today can absolutely influence what next week does. And that's what we really want to start playing, right? We want to start playing what the market is eventually going to do. Not necessarily trying to take a trade right on the news, right on the release, just because you're trying to get, some money in your pockets, right? No, that's not how we want to do it, right? So again, even if this thing does leave without us, it is what it is, right? At least now I have that information for next week, and next week we can absolutely go ahead and dominate for sure, right? Is this making sense, family? Drop some threes in the chat if this is making sense real quick, right? Drop some threes in the chat if that's making sense, right? I see we got Curacao in the building. What's going on? You offer a course. The only thing that I currently offer, I'm actually in the process of building out my course, right? Like literally in the process of it right now, right? But the only thing that I personally offer is this bootcamp video series that is like next level, right? Like if you do want to understand fundamental analysis a lot more, then I highly recommend you to really start looking into this bootcamp, right? And for anybody that does grab this bootcamp, you are automatically grandfathered in to my full course, right? Because my course, guys, is not going to be cheap, right? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, right? The value that's going to be in this course is going to be, I mean, it's guaranteed it's going to take your trading to a whole nother level. I mean, this boot camp alone is guaranteed to take your trading to a whole nother level, right? But yeah, the course is going to be even next level because now I'm be able to add, a bunch of different examples and things like that, right? Real time. So if you want to get access to my course in the next month when I actually drop it, and you want to get in at the bootcamp price, then I highly recommend you guys to go ahead and invest into this bootcamp, right? And you will get grandfathered into my full course. You don't have to do it, right? If you want to wait for the full course, by all means, wait. But you will be paying double, right? You will be paying double the price. And that's also going to eventually be, like, even when I do come out with my course, guys, that price that I have on my course, that's also going to be the cheapest, right? And the price is always going to continue going up based on the value, all right? The price goes up based on the amount of value and the amount of testimonials that come from that, okay? So just keep that in mind, guys. But again, right now, this is what I have, ProTrader Bootcamp. Like I said, this alone will really take your trading to a whole nother level, like guaranteed, right? It will take your trading to a whole nother level. All right, so that's that. All right, so we got about 6 minutes, guys, for news, and we'll see what the market actually gives us, right? Let's see what else we got here, right? We got Colombo, Sri Lanka in the building. What is going on, family? What do I have to do to get a one-on-one? If I'm being honest, right, I really don't do one-on-ones like that like I used to, just because now it does become very time-consuming. Like I used to do one-on-ones all the time, right? But then I caught myself literally being on Zooms 10 hours a day, right? So I definitely, stop doing as much, right? But what I can do for you, some of you guys, I know a lot of you guys have been asking me for sure for one-on-ones, right? I'm gonna have to start doing like some contests or something, right? Or something that could separate you, right? Because the thing that bothers me with the one-on-ones is that I could put a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of value into the one-on-one, only for the person to not take it as serious, right? So I really only want to work with those that are truly, truly serious, right? Especially from a one-on-one perspective, right? Like I don't charge for my one-on-ones, especially if you have my boot camp. If you have any type of content that you have for me, like if you have my boot camp, I won't charge you for the one-on-one. But I just gotta know that your commitment level is truly through the roof, right? That's just me. If you don't have my boot camp, then yeah, you're gonna have to come out of pocket, all right? But if you do have my boot camp and you're dead serious, and I know you've been serious, then yeah, we could probably set up a time sometime next week for that, all right? Because like I said, I always try to give back to everybody that's a part of the family. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Have you looked at EU? I mean, let's go take a look at EU. Right, so EU is still down at these lows, right? So I think, for me personally, guys, right, let's go ahead and just use our volume profile, right? I really like to use this now just because, again, it helps us identify, guys, where most of the volume truly has been at, right? And if we're really trying to align ourselves with the smart money, then understanding where smart money truly started to enter a lot of their orders kind of makes a lot of sense, right? So for EU, I would love to see EU come up to this point of control up here at that 0.988 level. And then from there, go ahead and look for that continuation, right? That's what I would like to see. It's not necessarily saying that the market's going to give us that, but that's what I would like to see. And that's where I would have a lot of confidence in the continuation to the downside. But, there is a chance, guys, for, again, the data to come out and this thing completely just to collapse from right there, right? It's not saying that we have to wait for up here. That's just where my best area, my best opportunity would definitely come from up in those levels, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'll be looking for. But like I said, you know, you never know with data. You know, as soon as this data comes out, this thing could absolutely tank. And if that's the case, then I mean, it is what it is, right? You know, if you guys are in this trade right now, guys, looking for this continuation, by all means, I'm not telling you guys to get out, right? That's not what I'm saying. But for me, all right, I would be comfortable up here, all right? After we go ahead and run this liquidity that's up there, close some of this imbalance, fill a little bit of this wick, come back up to where we have evidence, all right? That's the key word, right? Where we have evidence of the big boys entering the markets. Now, I get it. All this was news driven, but that's also because big boys entered the markets, right? So that's how I will be playing it. Again, that's not me telling you guys to get out. If you're in it, by all means, do what you do. Just obviously manage your risk correctly. But if we do get a spike up, don't let that frustrate you, because we're probably just going to come up into here, and then you can look for another opportunity if, you know, if that actually needed to happen, right? So that's where we're at for that, guys, overall. All right, let's see. What if I only bought one video on the bootcamp? So one video could get you access into our private Telegram. All right, that can get you access to our private group. But that's not going to get you grandfathered into the actual full course. There's no way that that's going to get you grandfathered into the full course, right? So, but it will get you access to our private group that we have. Let's see. I highly recommend day 3 for sure. Appreciate that, Sebastian. Let's get it. We got Trinidad and Tobago in the building. What's up? What's going on, Eugene? Good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. I have your bootcamp, and I'm super serious. Okay, so I mean, send me a message, Leslie, and I got you, right? We could definitely try to set something up, because I know you definitely been on the calls, right? And again, it's all about, have I seen you on my calls consistently, right? And I definitely seen you very consistently on my calls, Leslie, and so, you know, we could definitely work something out and possibly set something out for next week for sure. Let's see, guys. We're very close. We got about 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left for the actual release. We're going to see how the market does react. Give me 1 second, family. Give me 1 second, familia. Yeah, so let's see what happens. Let's see what the market gives us. Very, very close. Less than a minute away. About 20 seconds away, guys. Let's see what the market does end up giving us here. Again, for me, if for whatever reason we spike up here, guys, again, be prepared. I'm going to be looking for the short if we spike up into these areas, right? But I'm going to be watching gold, personally speaking. But you know, if EU spikes up into that area, then we probably might see gold actually spike up as well, right? So we're going to be patient. We're going to let the market do what it does. And then, like I said, if we spike up, that can be an opportunity to get involved, okay? So let's see. We got the initial release, guys. Let's see what non-farms came out as. Dang, it came out at 261. My goodness, right? Unemployment actually did come out higher at 3.7%. We've seen an initial spike down here on gold, an initial bullish reaction. Indices probably spiked down as well. Yes, they did. All right, let's try to decipher this information, guys, right? Because previously we were at 315. We came out. Wait, why did this just change like that, right? Previous was when we were just watching this. Oh, let me see. Yeah, this was at that 261, right? But more of the story, guys, we actually do have a higher number of employed people, right? We actually did come out much higher than what was forecasted, but we came out less than what was previous, right? So the thing I think that's going to probably control this market is the fact that we are seeing unemployment actually starting to increase. You know, it did go from 3.6 all the way up to that 3.7 level range. So that's going to be interesting, guys. But let's go ahead and just watch the market now and see what the market is truly doing, all right? And seeing if there is any opportunity for us to get involved, right? Because right now, based off that, that could be actually looked at as positive for the indices, realistically speaking, right? That could be positive. So like this swipe right here on these lows, guys, for NAS, like there is a possibility for that to really go ahead and get completely erased, right? Where this thing could actually start to go ahead and potentially, right, rebound back higher just off of the fact that we did see, you know, unemployment increase. Again, that is traditionally in normal market conditions, that is a bad thing, right, when unemployment is going up. But since our main objective here is to fight inflation, we do, again, which sounds bad, right? But we do want to see this number actually increase right now, right? So this might actually be interpreted as positive. But the thing is, guys, there's like a little bit of mixed data right here, right? From the non-farm and the unemployment, right? So let's see what the market does end up doing. Again, you really don't want to try to trade, guys, within the first 5 to 10 minutes of an actual release, right? The first 5 to 10 minutes, guys, is extremely volatile. You know, you can see crazy whiplashes all throughout. So you really don't want to try to trade the first 5 to 10 minutes. You want to just allow those few 5 to 10 minutes, guys, to let the market settle down, right? Let the market give those whiplashes out. Let it do what it does. And then from there, if there's a chance, then we can go ahead and take advantage of it for sure, right? But we've seen an initial big sell-off, though, here on gold, guys, right? This is a big drop, too. It's around a 70, 80 pip drop right here. But look at how it's completely, you know, absorbing, right? Look at NAS. Remember what I told you guys, right? This could be looked at as bullish because of the unemployment rate going higher. Look at the sweep of the lows right here. And now look at the absorption that we're starting to see, right? This market is completely starting to absorb that big move, right? So this is very interesting to see what's going on, guys, right? Now, we do got the young legend in the building with me tonight, Mr. Kyle Prasad, right? My brother, I appreciate you for tuning in with us, bro. I don't know if you are available to talk just yet, but how you feeling today, bro? You feeling amazing? Let me know if you can hear me, bro, because I do want to make sure that you get your time as well, for sure, right? So let me know if you can hear me, bro, and we'll definitely allow you to do your thing, right? But let me see what else we got here, guys. So again, just look at this, right? We're not doing anything the first 5 to 10 minutes. Allow the market to play out. What do you guys think, though, guys? Right? Let me get your guys' opinions, right? I know we have a lot of savages in the building as well that has been, you know, really dialing into fundamentals a lot more now. So what are your guys' thoughts and opinions, guys, based on this actual release, right? Because this is probably going to be looked at as positive, right? Unemployment rate going higher, which is kind of crazy, you know, but we actually did miss projections by a lot. So what I actually want to do, I actually want to start looking for various articles too, right? Because when data comes out, guys, there's typically a lot of different articles that usually come out right away, right? So let me go right to Twitter. Twitter is definitely, Twitter's the go-to place, guys, for sure, when it comes to really understanding what's happening from economic perspective, right? So going to Twitter is the place to go, right? I like to go to Twitter just to see a lot of headlines, you know, see what the overall market as a whole, guys, is how they're reacting to the overall markets. So let me go ahead and just see what we got here. I'm actually going to show you guys a few different Twitter handles that I follow as well. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a different. Let me see. Hold on, Kyle. I can't hear you real quick. Give me 1 second, family. All right, Kyle, you can hear me? Yeah, I cannot hear you. Let me see. Let's see. I'm looking over here, about to go on Twitter, see what we got. All right, October non-farm, 3.7%. Payroll, okay. Nothing crazy. All right, so this is one channel, guys, that I like to watch when it comes to Twitter. Another one is Zero Hedge. Let's see what Zero Hedge is talking about based off the release. Let's see what we got here. October payrolls expected. Okay. Unemployment rate, yep. Let's see. Employed workers down 328,000. All right, how is the market still reacting? So we are still seeing some type of absorption right here, guys, for a lot of these plays. Yeah, I mean, I still like this, right? And even if we're looking at gold, if we can come up into these levels, guys, right, the 1657, 1658 level, I would be watching that area right there, right? I think that area, guys, could really give us a potential opportunity. All right, I think it could. All right, so just keep your eyes on this. You know, it is very possible for us to come up here, right, and give us, you know, some type of play, right? Even for NAS, same thing, guys. Again, now based off the data, based off how we just played, look at this, right? We sweep these lows. We swept those lows. We're starting to find some bullish momentum. I think at this point, yeah, we could start to experience, you know, this pullback. But again, remember what I said. That pullback that we could see is only going to be preparing us, guys, for the next big push down, right? Like, I wanted to see this pullback. I wanted to see the market go ahead and rebound, right? Like, that's good for us, right? Because now it's giving us a nice opportunity, right, in premium pricing to actually go ahead and get involved, right? But let's see what the market does give us. Again, I do want to see what you guys' thoughts and opinions, guys, on the markets are. All right, so let me go ahead and just check the chat. I'm not sure why I can't hear Kyle. Let's see.
Recording stopped.
Let me see. Give me 1 second, family. Let me see. All right, let me go ahead and catch up in the chat with you guys really quickly, family. Let's see what we got here. That boot camp is lit. I appreciate you guys. How do you use that volume profile tool? So the volume profile, all it does is pretty much just marked off, guys, where most of the volume is, right? So as you guys can see right now, we just had news, right? And look what the volume profile is. The point of control, the POC, is just identifying, guys, the most volume within this range, right? So we're talking about from where this actual volume profile tool starts and everything moving forward, right? Within this range, most of the volume, guys, has been now down here, right? And that's just because, again, we are experiencing news, we are experiencing data, right? But these volume profile tool, guys, can give us a very good opportunity, right? Or a very good opportunity in finding ideas or opportunities based off where the high volume areas are, right? So that's pretty much what it is. I am going to be creating a video for YouTube, guys, just breaking down exactly how that works. But yeah, so just wait on that. All right, let's see. Gonna take time to understand fundamental analysis before any one-on-one, right? Are you on every day or only Fridays, right? So I go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Normally during Asian session, right? Because we do New York session, guys, right? But we do New York session inside of our own trading platform. We do have a trading community, right? That is absolutely free to be a part of, right? And we have our own social media platform for traders. You know, we actually go live, guys, every single day, or not every day, right? But every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we are live, guys, here, right, inside of the platform. Obviously, as you can see, it looks just like Facebook. This is the Facebook for traders, you know, where a lot of us just come in here, we interact, you know, we drop trade ideas, you know, we just, you know, we communicate, right? So that's why we go live for New York sessions, right? So if you want to be a part of New York session lives with us next week, then be a part of the Profit Society, and yeah, we'll see you next week. But besides that, other than that, though, I do go live on YouTube as well on Asian session, right? Asian session streams is definitely something that we do as well. All right, let's see. What's your sentiment looking at for G? I mean, the sentiment itself is going to be the same no matter what currency we're looking at, right? So right now, GU is very interesting, right? And it's interesting. Let's see. Drop a 3 in the chat, guys, if you guys can hear me, right? Drop a 3 in the chat if you guys can hear me real quick. Drop a 3 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Drop a 3 in the chat if you guys can hear me, family. Let's see. I want to see price absorb that wick fill to around 1660. Yeah, for gold, that would be absolutely crazy, right? If we can see, I mean, the 1660 would be, yeah, that's what I see. I want to see price come up to here. Well, we could look for gold as well, right? Gold really could come to this last mitigation candle too, right? So if we are looking for an area on gold, I think this area will probably be a lot more attractive up here around this 1660 level, just like you said, Cove, right? Because that is tying into that last mitigation candle that we have here, this last bullish candlestick that completely got erased. That's probably an area that we could really look for some shorts from up here, right? I think that would be super juicy for sure. All right, let's see. Zero be having all the info every 5 minutes. Yeah, for sure. Right, Zero do, right? The guy on Twitter, guys, like that Twitter channel is absolutely crazy, right? You know, you get a lot of great information. All right, let's see. What are the Twitter pages you follow for headlines, right? That's a good question, right? So let me actually go ahead and just show you guys a few of them real quick. Because, again, Twitter is really where you guys should be at, right? I personally have always had a Twitter, but I never used it just because it wasn't my go-to, you know, social media platform. But now that we are into fundamentals a lot more, I mean, this is the place to be, right? So Zero Hedge is probably one of my favorite ones, you know, absolutely phenomenal Twitter feed right here. Like, we're talking about, I mean, updates every minute, right? Like, literally updates every minute, right? So that's definitely one of them. The other one is going to be Walter Bloomberg, right? Walter Bloomberg is another one that I like to follow, right? That is also really good. But we also have this one right here, guys, Breaking Market News. Also another one that usually does give us up-to-date announcements of what's actually happening in the economic space, the financial space. So that's another one as well. And there's a bunch, guys, that you guys can absolutely find, right? There's a bunch, right, that are out there that you can absolutely find, right? So, but this is another one right here, this Walter Bloomberg, you know, at Delta One. Another one that is, pretty really good, guys. We're really just releasing the data to us, right? So that's pretty good for sure, right? So let's go ahead and see what we got here. So let's go back to GU, right? Because like I said, GU is very interesting. GU is at an opportunity, guys, where again we are at this low already, and we could start to see the market really pull back and start to close a lot of these highs, right? Start to fill a lot of these highs right here before we continue in that bearish trend. Because overall, guys, we're still very much bearish, right? Look at this market, right? We're still very much bearish. It's just the market itself has been very, very crazy lately, right? But I would love to see this high right here get taken out. Go ahead and capture some liquidity there. And I also would like to see even this high up here get taken out. All right, so if we are able to see price come up and take out these highs, guys, then I think we will have a nice opportunity to then go ahead and look for some shorts probably up here at this last mitigation candle as well, right? So that's my bias for GU. I would be looking for some buys, right? Especially if we can go ahead and, get a last, if for whatever reason, we can go ahead and fill this wick, which is very possible, guys, right? Again, a lot of these plays are leaving big wicks behind, right? Especially like this GU, right? Like this NAS, right? Like the SPX, like the US30, right? These big wicks that we are starting to see, just be mindful, right? They probably will end up getting filled, right? So if we're looking at GU, yeah, if right, we can go ahead and see the market go ahead and fill and get back into this lower range down here, right? Really test, guys, this last lower play down here, right? The last bearish candlestick before the big rise up. If we can get down into this range, then I think that that would be a really nice opportunity to go ahead and catch this pullback back to the upside for GU, right? So, but let's see what else we got here. Good morning, Abel. What's going on, brother Joseph? I appreciate you, my brother, for tuning in. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Gold. Yep, let's go take a look at gold again. Let's keep it on gold because gold is probably going to be my one that I'm really going to be focused on. All right, but let's see. In and out. Close the aperture again. That's what I did, and it's good now. I hear him. My connection just went out, right? So my service literally just went out, and that's why I was asking you guys for for that. All right, so let's see. Again, up there, guys, will be a very interesting play for us to take advantage of. Right, let's go ahead and look at the MACD as well. I mean, even on the MACD, guys, right? If we look at this MACD, the highest buying pressure was up here, right? Which is lines up with these candlesticks right here, right? Right now, we are seeing some buying pressure come in, right? But look at this. Look at this bullish play right here. Look at all this bullish momentum, right? But even off this bullish momentum right here, guys, in terms of the candlestick, we're not even coming back up to that previous high of momentum, right? So I think there is a good chance for price to make its way up there, guys, and I do think that we could really start looking for some shorts, right? And again, the keyword there is start looking for some shorts, okay? So we'll see what the market does give us up in those levels, and if there is an opportunity, guys, we'll definitely go ahead and get involved. All right, let's see. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, so we're gonna be patient. We're gonna be patient. Let's let the market do what it does. All right, let me actually go bring up the actual volume tool as well. I mean, obviously we're gonna see some volume just because of data, but how is this volume actually going to hold? All right, that's the big question here. How is this volume actually going to hold?
Yo, what's going on? What's going on?
There we go. There's the young legend, young lion. Now I can hear you. What's going on, bro?
What's up? What's up? Interesting NFP release, man.
That's a big fact. That's a big fact, bro. But yo, I actually want to know what your thoughts and opinions, guys. What your thoughts and opinions are on the markets, bro. I know you love trading USD CAD and things like that, bro. So if you want, I mean, you can definitely take the screen share over, and just give us a quick little rundown on what you're looking for, guys. We do have the young legend, young lion, Mr. Kyle, in the building, right? The teenage trader, Mr. Hustles himself. So, yeah, if you want, bro, you can definitely go ahead and take over, bro, and do your thing.
For sure, for sure. I definitely am gonna go over USD CAD. Um, my trading view is loading, but if you can for a second, bro, just go over to the Profit Society community page,
Yeah.
right? And when you go on the community page, I think it was about 2 days ago, 2 days ago, I sent out uh, a markup on USD CAD, and I was like, man, I'm about to sell this thing.
I see you're okay right here. Okay, I see it.
There we go. That's it right there. That's the before, and I don't know if you guys can see now.
Yeah, you're good now. They can see. Oh man, damn, that thing just wow. Okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah, yeah, so I had called that out in the community. Shout out to you guys that are like plugged in. Honestly, I took some profits yesterday after the initial move, but I still am currently holding a position. So let me check back on those positions. Oh, yeah, those are definitely lit. Your USD is definitely lit right now. I was not expecting all of this, man. Like honestly, I'm telling you guys on NFP, I usually don't really make money. Like that's on FOMC is the days that I cash out. But on NFP, I'm just like never getting in a trade or anything like that. It's usually Skags that's killing it. So for USD CAD, I hope any of you guys got in and drop a two in the chat if you did get into this so because you know, that was lit. But honestly, bro, I don't know why my trading views just keeps glitching. I'm gonna try to.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. You're getting way too much money, bro, to be having Wi-Fi issues.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi though, because is it my Wi-Fi? I don't know. I'm gonna switch connections real quick. I have two routers.
Yeah, go ahead and do your thing. Let's see. Wow, I deleted that CAD play, so Desmond missed out on it, unfortunately. Let's see. GCAD is still dropping. GCAD, man. I'm telling you guys, don't be surprised if GCAD goes for that 1,000 pips. Y'all thought I was playing when I mentioned it all the way over here. Look at this thing. Oh my goodness, man. Where is Eric at? I know Eric. Is Eric in the chat, man? Because Eric's the reason why we even looked at this play. I don't know if Eric's in the chat, man. But look at this thing, guys. Right? Like again, 1,000 pips. Y'all thought I was playing. Who thought I was playing, fam? Can we be honest in the chat? Can we be honest, family? Like a big shout out to all of our newest subscribers, by the way. Big shout out to you, Joseph. What's going on, dog? I appreciate you for tuning in. Definitely, hopefully, you are getting value, and that's the reason why you're tuning in. Christian as well. What's going on, Christian? I appreciate you for subscribing. Definitely means a lot to us over here. But yeah, how many of you guys thought I was crazy, right? I know a lot of you guys probably remember this play, right? Um, but this it's not that crazy because now this thing is already almost halfway to that 1,000 pips, right? Right now is up 550 pips, halfway to the 1,000, right? That's absolutely crazy. All right, that's a beautiful play, guys. So again, I think we're just gonna continue going bearish. Again, I really do think 1,000 pips, guys, is easily obtainable for sure. All right, for that GCAT. So shout out to you guys that ended up taking that GCAT. I didn't even take the GCAT, unfortunately. But it's playing out absolutely crazy, right? 500 pips in the bag, guys. Literally, I mean, since the start of this week. Yeah, pretty much since the start of last week, actually. 500 pips in the bag. That's crazy. Let's see. How you doing over there, Kyle? You good? Is your thing working or not yet?
Yep, we good now.
All right, bet. So you want to go over that UCAT for us in depth, or what you want to do?
Yes, yes, and I also do want to talk about EU.
Okay, yeah. Cove just asked you a question too on EU, so go ahead and do your thing, bro.
Let me see your question for you. How likely is that to fill the wick on the EU 4 hour? What do you mean by that? Which wick are you talking about? There's a lot of
I
wicks.
think he's talking about the Newswick probably.
Oh, the news wick. Honestly, I would prefer it not to be honest. It would be good for it to fill that wick, long term, but on the day, I actually want to see it continue, like because I'm in the USD cat shorts, I'm in the EU longs. Um, wish I could. pull it up real quick. I don't know why.
Shout out to you, Dennis. What's going on, dog? Appreciate you for subscribing. Let's get it. Yeah, interesting plays. I'm actually gonna bring up GJ, and then we'll look at US 30. Let's go take a look at GJ really quickly while Kyle gets that situated. So I'm still a bull on GJ long term, guys. But what I want to see is I want to see the market come and clear this wick right here. Take out this low. If we can come out here and take out this low, guys, at 164, I think that that's really gonna trigger a nice long bullish run for sure. Right, like even possibly back down to this last little sell candle, right? That completely got erased. But anything below a swipe of this level right here, 164, a swipe below, I'm gonna be looking for some buys off of that all day long. All right, so that's my play for GJ. For right now, I would be more so bearish, looking for some more bears, some more selling opportunities. So if we could see the market pull back up, right, maybe to that 167 level, we could get an opportunity to go ahead and sell this thing right back down, right? So that's my opinion on GJ. Let's see. US 30. Let's go bring up US 30 real quick. So let's see what the indices have done. So the indices, again, look at that move, guys, right? Like we really could have taken this NAS play on the sweep below just because of the data and how it came out. But, you know, it is what it is. But for US 30, I think at this point, all right, I would like to see the market come back up somewhere near these wicks, right? Come back up somewhere up in this level, guys, right? A play back up here can really trigger a nice sell-off, in my opinion. So for right now, I'll be looking for some buying pressure, right, until we get up into this 32,800 level. And then from that 32,800 is where we could realistically probably look for this thing to turn around and then go ahead and get back into this overall bearish trend that we pretty much been in, guys, since a few months ago, right? Since the beginning of this year, actually, we've been bearish, right? So I think we will still remain bearish, right? As long as the Fed is hawkish, as long as the Fed still plans on raising rates, then we have to continue to assume that this is going to continue to sell off, right? So I'm still very much bearish, but I would rather wait for price to get up into this level first or before I do anything, right? So that's my idea for US 30, right? So what does that mean, though? Is there anything we could take advantage of right now? Being honest, I'm not sure, right? Maybe if we come to fill some of this wick, right? Let me actually go bring up my volume profile tool to see where all the volume really is. So yeah, maybe if we come back down to this level of structure, guys, and potentially fill this wick right here, or at least some of the wick, maybe like 50% of that wick, then we could probably, like, that could potentially trigger some longs for us, where we could possibly go back bullish. That will probably be like the one play that I think that has the highest probability. If you wanted to take something like right now, that will probably be, in my opinion, the highest probability opportunity for US 30, right? So something like this, right? Come back down to this point of control around that 31,900, and then from there, you know, ride us up into this next point of control all the way up here at these highs. And then from there, you know, look for a follow through to the downside. All right, you know, sentiment is still the same. Jerome Powell made it very, very clear, guys, in the press conference this week that they are going to continue to raise rates no matter what. Even if they decrease by how much they start raising rates, that's still not changing the fact that they're raising rates. All right, you know, them going from 75 basis points to 50, it might have like a short-term reaction, but overall, they're still raising rates. All right, and as long as they're raising rates, we have to assume that the markets are going to continue to react the way they have been all year long. Okay, so. But yeah, this is going to be very interesting, guys. If we can see that, then I'll be interested in something like that for US 30. All right, so let's see. How you doing over there, Kyle? You good, bro? Let me see. I know you over there having some technical difficulties, my boy. All right, so that's what we're looking at, guys. Let me see what else we got here in the chat. Let's see. Good morning. What's going on, Dennis? Good to see you in the chat. What's up? Yeah, the news wick. My bad. Yep. How can we access that volume? I mean, that's a tool, guys, right? Go right to the indicators tab and just type in volume profile. You know, there's a whole bunch of them that you can actually choose from. All right, so just type in volume profile in the indicators and they'll pop up. All right, so let's see, what is gold doing? Gold is pushing. Again, we're going to keep our eyes on this gold. Depending on how we play up here, you know, if we can see the market, guys, spike up into this level, and then on smaller time frames, we get like a live OB type of action. Shout out to that boy Skaggs for really like making that more popular, right? The live OD plays, right? But yeah, you know, if we can come up into this level, guys, right? If price goes up there and then we are able to see a live OB form, that is our time to get in, right? Because now we're getting in at extreme levels, right? Now we're getting in at the high of a range, right, where most of the selling pressure should eventually come in, right? So we get up into this level, guys, right? Wait for the 5-minute or 15-minute OB to form, and then from there we can go down. For those of you guys that don't know what OB is, or a live OB, guys, it's just a live order block happening in real time, right? But it has to happen at extreme levels, right? At climactic lows or climactic highs, things like that, right? We don't want to just find no live OBs in the middle of a trend. That doesn't work. But since we are coming back up to these highs up here, yeah, if we could see market come up into this level, spike up into that range, and then give us a nice 5-minute engulfing candlestick, and then a retest on that, that is a live OD play right there. Okay, that is a live OB play. So something like that, guys, could very easily go ahead and play out, and that's what I will be looking for, right? But I'm not taking no trade though unless we actually do see that live OB come in, on somewhat of high selling pressure, right? High selling volume, right? So we're gonna see what happens though. It is very close, and we'll see what the market does give us. Let's see, what was it on the settings that you changed to 100, right? So for the actual volume profile tools, the only thing that I changed personally is the number of bars, right? It's using the number of bars, which is going to be the range that it's going to be using, all right? So the tool is going to make its decision on where the most high volume areas are based off the number of bars that you set, right? So this is 150, and yeah, that's the only thing that I really changed was the number of bars. Let's see, I'm bearish on NAS at 11,250. Let's see where we at, right? Listen, Cove, man, I definitely respect your opinion, bro, just because I literally seen you since the beginning, bro, and it's amazing to see your journey, bro, your process. It's been amazing to see all your success, bro, for sure, and it'll be dope, bro, to have you really over here providing value for the family for sure. We're going to have a conversation, bro, very soon, because your trading has definitely turned up like crazy, bro, so. But yeah, that's a very interesting level, right? Yeah, that 11,200 would be absolutely a very attractive level to go ahead and short. Let's go ahead and check what our volume profile tool is telling us. Right, yeah, so up in there could be. We do got a bunch of different levels here, but I think, somewhere up in this level up here, guys, really could give us, a nice opportunity to go ahead and go short, right, where we could see an added selling pressure really come back into the markets for sure. Right, so I like that. But that's a ways. That's a ways to go, guys, right? So what does that tell us? That means, yeah, man, we could look for some pullbacks here to try to buy us up into that level if you really wanted to, right? Especially if you're experienced, right? If you're experienced, you can definitely catch these counter trend moves. If you're not as experienced, then maybe you should just possibly wait for the actual sell, right? Because as a newer trader, guys, right, you want to start to trade with the path of least resistance, okay? So if we know that the market is overall bearish, the path of least resistance is to the downside, right? If the market is bullish, then the path of least resistance is to the upside, right? And you're going to have a higher probability of being correct if you're just staying with the overall flow, right? So if you're brand new to trading, family, then I would just highly recommend you to not even try to trade right now. Allow the market to get into that sell zone and take advantage of the path of least resistance, okay? If you're more experienced and you know what you're looking for, then 100% do what your thing, right? Do your thing. I think that there's a very good chance that we come now and clear this high right here throughout the day, and then possibly make our way up into that 11,300 level up there. Let's see what else we got here, right? Shout out to that boy Kosi in the building. What's going on, dog? Let's see. Hate trading on Fridays, but another money day. Yeah, exactly. Right. And I don't even trade on Fridays too often either. But I just like to see what the market is giving us. All right. So as of right now, guys, though, it's literally doing exactly what we said it potentially would. But let's see what gold actually does up in this level now, right? Because now we're actually getting up into this zone, up into this area. If we can get this 5-minute OB up in this range, guys, then I will be very comfortable with taking a short. Stop loss is going to be a little bit higher above these highs. Now, again, this is gold, and gold is very volatile, so the stops might be a little bit wider than some of you guys prefer. But again, if you really make your decision, guys, on how wide a stop loss is, you know what that tells me? That tells me that you really don't have no understanding of risk management, right? Because if you're making a decision on whether you should jump into a trade based on how big a stop loss is, then you really do not understand risk management, right? Because if you're risking 1%, 2%, it doesn't matter how big your stop loss is, right? That's still 1 or 2% no matter what, right? Whether it's a 100 pip stop or whether it's a 5 pip stop, you're still risking 2%. The only thing that changes is your lot size, right? That's literally the only thing that changes. So just be mindful of that, guys. Again, so let's see what else we got. So again, I'm gonna keep my eyes on this gold, guys. How about AU? I'll take a quick look at AU. I just don't want to miss out on this gold. All right, so somebody be the eyes for me. But AU, let's see what we got here. So AU is actually up in this range already. AU is actually very, very interesting. because of where we're actually at already up in this level, right? Very, very interesting. Okay. Yeah, very, very interesting. Let's see what we got here, right? So same concept, guys, right? If we're able to really see the market push up into this level a little bit higher, um, this is a pretty big 5 minute candle, right? So obviously waiting for that 5 minute OB right here, it's not going to give us the absolute best entry, right? It's not going to give us the absolute best risk to reward. It still give us a good one, right? Especially if we're talking targeting much lower to the downside. But let's be patient on this, right? It is at a very interesting level. It really is, right? So let's just keep our eyes on this one. If we can get maybe even like a 1 minute OB, right? Like a 1 minute OB can possibly give us that play lower, right? Very, very possible for sure, guys, right? So we'll keep our eyes on this. Again, I do not want to miss out on gold, so I'm going to be focused more on gold. Again, I'm not in gold just yet. We want to see the reaction. If this thing just flies, then it is what it is, right? We're not in it. But we will start to look for it. Like up in these levels, guys, is where we really start to, be prepared for that play, right? We want to be prepared for that play. So let's just see how this plays out. If we can get that nice little rejection from up in these levels, I'm all day looking to get involved for sure. Right, so we'll see what happens, guys. Let's just continuously be patient. Let's continue to be patient and see what the market gives us. Let's see. What broker do you use? So my go-to broker right now is, I have two of them, right? There's one, Prosperity FX, and FX Sway are my two brokers that I'm currently using. But at the end of the day, guys, all these brokers are very similar. Right. In fact, all these brokers are pretty much owned by the same people. Stay woke, right? Except for FX Sway. Like I actually know the owner of FX Sway, which is why I like to use them, right? And I actually know part owners of Prosperity as well, right? Which are the reasons why I actually use those two. Let's see. What is an order block? That's a good question, right? It's probably one of the most popular questions that we've been seeing, right? What is an order block, right? What an order block, guys, is an area. It's a candlestick pattern, right? That is now becoming popular. But an order block, guys, is a candle that is created, right? That pretty much just shows us, guys, where a lot of buying and selling activity actually happened, right? So if I were to show you guys an order block, it will be something like this, right? I want to show you guys a clear one so you guys can really see. Right, because there's a ton of order blocks throughout this whole, especially the way that people like interpret an order block. Like the most commonly used way to interpret an order block is something like this, right? Where we see this bullish candlestick, followed by a bearish candlestick, followed by a continuation, right? So something like this is what typically people like to call as an order block. Let me go ahead and change this color to this red, right? Something like this, right? This is the order block. But what I want you guys to keep in mind, right, is that this is only valid. A play like this is only valid, and to play the retest of the order block is only valid if this order block actually breaks some structure to the left. So what I mean by that is if the market is creating structure like this, guys, right, and then we have all this liquidity built up right above, and then we have this order block filled, and right after that order block, we actually break structure. See, now this order block is valid because now this order block, guys, clearly shows that there was a lot of buying pressure inside of it. So now on the retest of that order block, we could assume that there could be a continuation of that type of momentum, right? So that's pretty much like a traditional way of playing an order block, what you're going to see on social media everywhere. Now with my boy Skaggs trades, he only trades order blocks a different way, right? And he usually trades it like a live OB, which is what we call it. And that's pretty much trying to take a play off of the ultimate highs or the ultimate lows of a market, right? And then taking a reaction off of those areas, right? So EU is interesting, guys. We are coming up into this area as well of structure of EU. So again, a lot of these plays, guys, are setting up. Let's go back to gold, so we're not going to miss anything. All right. So again, gold is up in that area now. Again, if we can get that that engulfing, I think it could be a good opportunity. If we don't get it, then it is what it is. It leaves without us. Right, it just continues flying. But if we can get this engulfing close, guys, if we can get this closure, yeah, I really do like that play. All right, I'll be targeting, way back to the downside. All right, way back to the downside. I would love to see us come all the way back down to the lows now, and even that's a big boy move, right? That's around 600 pips to the downside. All right, that's around that's a big boy move. So, so let's see. If we can get that, that engulfing though, that's what we're waiting for. That engulfing at the high extremes. That's what we want to see now, right? And I want you guys to really understand that, guys, because engulfing patterns is easily the most manipulated pattern out there as well, right? That's why if you are trying to play like these engulfing patterns for reversals or entries and things like that, guys, you have to make sure that you are at key levels of structure, right? Just because an engulfing shows does not mean that the market is going to go in one direction, right? So engulfings are very, very subjective, guys, to where we're actually playing from. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Like if we're playing for an engulfing, I don't care about engulfing down here, right? We're not at no extreme highs or lows. We're not at no points of interest, right? So things like that, you have to be mindful. All right, let's see what else we got here. The open gonna bring the bears. That's what I'm hoping for, right? That's what I'm hoping for. So we're gonna be patient. Again, we're gonna just continue to be patient, see what the market gives us. Shout out to that boy Ricardo. What's going on, dog? Appreciate you for subscribing. Definitely appreciate you for tuning in. Let's see. Are you doing all NFP going forward? I mean, we typically go live for every news release, right? Not just NFP, but we go live for almost every single news release, right? So we were live earlier this week for interest rate decision. Last week we were live for CPI, right? So we like to go live, guys, for a lot of the big boy news events, just because I want you guys to really try to interpret it the correct way, right? Because fundamentals is definitely a completely different ball game. And I think I'm really I think I'm very good at understanding it, you know, and I want to give you guys that experience as well for sure. All right, what's going on, Andreas? Shout out to you for tuning in. I appreciate that subscription. All right, thank you so much. So again, guys, what we're waiting for right now is, you know, we do want to see this thing eventually turn around. At least for me, personally speaking, I would like this thing to go ahead and shift to the downside. But we got to be patient. You know, we're not going to just jump in right now. We need confirmation, right? We need confirmation, right? And our confirmation is looking for some type of a rejection up at these highs while experiencing low or decreasing volume. Okay, so right now we're still increasing in volume right now, right? So, I mean, even on the MACD, right, we're still increasing, right? We're still seeing, you know, bigger blue candles following. So that's not, I mean, we want to see an engulfing, but we also want to see that the volume is already starting to decrease, right? So let's go ahead and bring up the actual volume tool as well and see, like, look at the actual volume tool, right? Like actual volume, right? Like, see how this is starting to decrease already? Like, this is what we want to see, right? Decreasing volume up at extreme levels, that is massive, right? So now all we really need is just that rejection, right? That engulfing candle, right? That live OB play, right? If we can get that live OB play, then I think, yeah, we could absolutely go ahead and get involved, because look, we are seeing decreasing volume as we're still pushing high, right? So that is key. That's crucial, guys. That's what we really want to see. Let's see. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. You definitely on point with explaining fundamentals. I'm starting to understand it more. Let's get it, Vaughn. Right. And again, that fundamental talk, guys, is definitely something that I think is what most traders are missing. Right. Because let's be real here. Right. How many of you guys solely trade technical analysis? Drop a 3 in the chat if that's you. If as of right now you're only trading based off technicals, you don't understand fundamentals, you don't understand sentiment behind the fundamentals, drop a 3 in the chat really quick. Let's see. The 10 a.m. candle is the thing I'm starting to notice. Shout out to Skags. Yeah, 10 a.m. candle definitely for sure is a very interesting candle. All right, so let's see. We got 2 people that only trade off technicals. That's cap. Who's lying to me, family? Who is lying to me? There we go. It's 3 people. All right, out of 100 plus people, we only have See. But the whole point of me saying this, guys, right, is if you're only relying on one form of analysis, you are really, really walking a fine line of being profitable. It's not saying that you can't be profitable off of technicals, but the reality is if you're only relying on technicals, it's going to be very, very hard for you to be profitable, right? And I know from experience, I was able to see some type of consistent profits, guys, as just a technical trader, but I also experienced a lot of downsides too. And the reason for that, guys, because we're talking about a market that is so easily influenced by fundamental data, right? We're talking about a market, guys, that's so easily influenced by outside sources, right? So yeah, technical is only going to get you so far, right? So if you've been putting in a lot of time and effort, guys, understanding technical analysis, but yet you're still not profitable, come to the dark side, right? Come to the dark side, start understanding fundamentals, and watch what it truly does for your trading, right? Once you have a deeper understanding of fundamental analysis, your trading is absolutely going to go through the roof. I just guarantee it. Like, I guarantee it. There's no doubt in my mind about that, guys, right? And I'm really talking about experience because, again, I would say the first 4 years of me trading was solely technicals. It's just over the past year and a half to 2 years is where I really started to dive deep into the fundamental side. And my trading has absolutely went through the roof, right? Besides this past 2 years, my cap, like I always hit like a ceiling, guys, on how much I could make, right? Trading wise. But because of my understanding of fundamentals now, this is by far my best trading year by far, right? And it's because now I understand what the hell is going on, right? In fact, I actually want to show you something, right? And just so you guys understand how powerful this is, let me actually go ahead and I want to show you guys a post that I made on Facebook last year, right? And this is the reason why, guys, we've had such a phenomenal year this year is because we know exactly, we like going into this year, we knew exactly what to expect, right? Like I knew exactly what to expect going into this year in terms of what these markets are going to do. Like I knew exactly what it was, right? So let me actually go ahead and show you guys this real quick, right? This is actually pretty crazy. All right, so look at this. Let me see. How do I get back to this? All right, so look at this right here, guys, right? So this is my Facebook page. And again, we've been calling this play since last year, right? Look at this, November 3rd of last year. And this is why I love Facebook, right? Facebook memories, at least, right? Because I always got all my receipts, right? But look at this, right? Last year, I said, pay attention. These markets are about to get real crazy very soon. The Fed is going to start tapering process next month. Stronger dollar incoming, a slowdown in the stock market incoming with a possible deep correction, okay? This was last year, and the reason why I understood what the hell was going to happen this year was because, again, I'm understanding how inflation was going to really affect these markets, right? I'm understanding how interest rates going up is going to affect these markets. But as a trader, guys, your understanding of how the Fed is going to, what the Fed's policies can do to these markets is crucial, right? You have to understand how the dollar is going to play, how the indices are going to play in an environment when we do have higher interest rates. Right, higher interest rates is. I mean, what's the point of the Fed actually raising interest rates? Family, go ahead and answer that in the chat. Right, I know a lot of you guys definitely know this. Right, go ahead and answer it in the chat. Right, what is higher interest rates, or what's the point of the Fed raising interest rates? When you understand just this concept, it should definitely help you out tremendously. Right, but what is the point of the Fed? Like, why did they start raising rates this year? All right, let's go back to gold. All right, so again, we still haven't got that play on gold yet. All right, we're still being patient, guys. Still being patient. All right, again, don't fall for this just yet. We're still being patient. Right now, if we can get this engulfing on this candle, that would be juicy. That would be absolutely juicy. All right, but let's see. To get people to stop spending. Yep, to scare traders, right? Not necessarily to scare traders. That's more to scare everybody. All right. To slow spending, to slow down spending, to stop spending, make spendings low. Exactly, right? Exactly, right? That's the point of them raising rates, was to try to slow down this economy, because the economy has been booming, guys, for damn near the last 10 years, right? Ever since we rebounded from the 2008 crash, right? I mean, the market has been absolutely on fire. Especially after the past 2 years that we experienced, where every single asset class like was completely through the roof. I mean, yeah, they had to try to slow down, the demand for a lot of these plays, right? The reason why they raised interest rates, guys, was to kill the demand for various assets, to kill the demand for various goods and services, right? They raised rates to kill demand, right? Because the demand is the reason why we have seen crazy inflation, right? The demand for various assets, products, goods, and services. So they're raising rates to try to kill that demand, right? Because lower demand is usually going to lead to lower inflation, right? But understanding that is absolutely game changer, right? When you really fully focus on that, guys, it truly is absolutely amazing, right? So let's see. Again, guys, I'm not in anything just yet for gold, right? I told you guys this. I'm waiting for something very specific. And if it just doesn't give us and it just takes off, then it is what it is, right? It is what it is, right? I don't care about what the market does. But this also just shows, guys, like how powerful the market is reacting to the data that just released, right? Where we're seeing such a weak dollar right now, right? We're seeing such a weak dollar off of that data, right? And it's because, again, unemployment came out higher. Like, remember I told you guys, right? If this comes out higher, we're going to experience short-term weak dollar, right? We're going to experience short-term. Here's the key word: short-term weak dollar. We're experiencing that right now. I don't think that this is going to last too long, though, right? I don't think that this is going to last too long. I think now that we are starting to come back down to key levels of structure, I think now, yeah, we could eventually start looking for some buys, right? So for me, I'm going to be keeping my eyes, guys, on the dollar itself, but I think we could, at this point, the way that it's looking, the way that we just broke below this level of structure right here, I think at this point there is a very good chance that we make our way down to this 111 level, and then from there, guys, I will be looking for some more continuations to the upside, right? I'm still very much bullish the dollar. It's just the market is reacting to, again, the fact that unemployment actually went higher, which is a sign that less people are employed, which means less spending could actually happen. Now, one thing that we have to keep in mind, guys, as well, all right, and this is something that Jerome Powell said loud and clear in the press conference earlier in this week, right? He said that right now their focus is to really figure out exactly what the market is going to do based off the accumulative effect of everything that they've done so far, right? So that's raising interest rates, that's lowering the balance sheet, all that stuff, right, that they're doing, right? They're now going to start to really take into consideration all that stuff. And the reason why he said that is because, and it's something that I've been talking about for a while with you guys, right? The fact that all of these announcements and all of these interest rate hikes that we've experienced, there's going to be a delay on them, right? I know you guys heard me say this often, right? That there's a lot of delays in the markets, and that's the one thing, guys, that he said this week as well, that added to the craziness that happened, right? Is that there is a delay in how and how they use these tools, right? On how it's going to affect the markets. So I say that to say this. No sound? Hold on. Let me make sure. Are we still good? Can you guys hear me, family? Or is there no, can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let's see. Let's see. Do you use all reversal candlestick patterns for entries at key levels? Yeah, I mean, we got to see something, right? So I do like to use reversal candles, especially if I'm actually watching it in real time, right? If I'm watching it in real time, then hell yeah, right? I want to wait for that confirmation. But if I'm using a pending order, then no, obviously I don't care for what the pattern is. I'm using a pending order, right? But again, what I was saying, guys, with the Fed, I could be wrong here, right? Like I said, I'm not I didn't go to school for economics and none of that, right? Like I'm homegrown, right? Like I pretty much taught myself how to really understand fundamentals, right? So I'm not saying I'm perfect at all, right? In fact, I mean, even the analysts on TV that get paid millions of dollars, they're always wrong as well, right? So I just want to make that disclaimer real quick, right? But I think, guys, we still haven't really seen like the real craziness just yet, right? Like I could be wrong, right? But I'm taking into consideration the fact that a lot of this stuff that we have seen, guys, is going to be delayed, right? We still have extremely low unemployment. Even though we just went up to 3.7%, we still do have a very tight job labor market. I think, and again, I could be wrong, right? I don't know. I think we haven't even gone through the crazy part just yet, right? I still think, guys, there's going to be a lot of pain to come very, very soon, right? I think we do see continuously dropping of the industry market going into 2023. Right? I think real estate prices are going to continue to drop going into 2023, right? Rent prices hopefully can finally start to turn around or continue to go higher. I just think, guys, right, there's going to be a lot of pain still coming up, right? Do not fall for, and I'm very careful with what I say, right? Because obviously the Fed is the Fed. They can absolutely turn on the printer, right, and completely shift things. But just based on what Jerome Powell said, he said very loud and clear that they are going to remain the course until inflation is back near their benchmark rate of 2%. Guys, we're at 8%, right? So we got to drop 6% still. That's not going to happen overnight, right? To drop inflation down to 6%, it's going to take some time, right? So as long as we are in this environment where we're going to continue to raise rates, in fact, like he also said that they're also going to have to adjust their projections of economic activity, right, which is going to come out next month. Like they already said this stuff, right, that they're going to have to increase by what they expect interest rates to end at. Like Jerome Powell is giving us these clues, right? So I think, and I could be wrong, right? But I truly think, guys, that we haven't even really seen the craziness just yet. But I think we really haven't. Right? I think it's really about to get crazy. Like we're really about to really start to feel the the wrath of a recession, right, or a depression, right? I think we really could be ended up into like a crazy depression, not just a recession, right? I think we are in a recession. I've been saying that for a while, but now we got to really start to have that talk about a depression, right? And that's where I think we're really leading into. I hope I'm wrong, obviously, because that's going to cause a lot of pain for a lot of people. But just with the state of the market, I'm leaning on that, right? I think that that's really that could really happen, right? Let's see what else we got here. Abel is built different. I appreciate that. Agree, it's gonna get wild. I'm looking for a car, and I still expect to wait another 6 months. Yeah, it's gonna get crazy, right? It's gonna get crazy. I mean, even think about that, right? Like even trying to buy a car now, right? With interest rates up at 4%. And again, this is what we're talking about. Why they raise interest rates? Because now people are second guessing getting some cars. Right now, if your interest rate for your car is going to be extremely high, yeah, you're going to second guess on going ahead and buying that car because you're going to be priced out. All right, so yeah, let's see. Gold OB getting ready to set up. Let's go. Thank you for that. Thank you for that reminder, man. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. Here we go, guys. See, this is what we want to see here, right? Now, if we can close like this, right? If we can close like this, and if we can start to close on higher volume, right? If this bearish candlestick starts to go ahead and get and really give us some volume and break above these last previous bearish clears, I'm saying right? So let's see how this plays out, guys, right? Let's see how this plays out. We're going to keep our eyes on this, right? We get this closure, I really, really do like the play, all right? So if we get this closure, we still have a minute and a half to go. We're not going to just prematurely jump in, guys. Do not prematurely jump in. Wait for the market to close, right? Make sure we get that confirmation, because this candlestick could very easily turn around in the next minute. That's why we want to wait for that closure. Okay, wait for the closure, wait for the confirmation, and then on the retest we can possibly look for that play. Now, if you are going to take this, again, low risk, family, right? Please, please, please practice proper risk management. At the end of the day, the market's going to do what it wants to do regardless, right? So practice proper risk management. Practice proper risk management. That's crucial.
Recording in progress.
Let's see. We got 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left. Again, look at the buy. Look at the selling volume now. We are starting to see an increase in selling volume. It did actually, engulf the previous bullish volume candlesticks. Let's see how this market ends up playing out.
Recording stopped.
Yep. Let's see what this market does give us, guys. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I'm gonna go to once we get that closure. I'm gonna go to the lower time frame, like the 1 minute, and then see if we could get that pullback. Right. So this is looking good, guys, for this closure. Yeah, looking really good right now. So now on a pullback up to here, we can definitely go ahead and look for this. All right, I like it. I like it a lot, guys. Right, so something like this could be, very, very attractive, very, very juicy. Stops is definitely going to be around maybe like a 20 pip, 25 pip stop, just because it is gold, right? But I like it. I like it a lot. Right, so let's see what we can get. Let's see what the market does give us. Just give us this retest back up, retest this last bullish candlestick, and I'm in there risking 1%. Listen to what I said. I'm in there risking 1%. All right. I'm going to be in there risking 1% total. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Let's see how this plays out, guys. Let's see how this plays out. Again, proper risk. Proper risk. Okay? Proper risk. I gotta say it a million times. Proper risk. I know some of y'all is still gonna be some degenerates and try to throw 100 lots on a $500 account, right? proper risk. So in terms of my stop loss, guys, I'm gonna keep my stops right above this high up here. It's gonna be a little bit wider if you use this high up here at this wick, but that's probably gonna be the safest play. If you wanted to, you could be a little bit tighter and put it just above the. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep it above this high actually. All right, I'm gonna put my stops right above this high, and then we're just gonna go ahead and let this play out and see what the market gives us. All right, and see what the market gives us. Let's see. Let's see. Let me catch up with the comments. With only one BP hike left until we hit the terminal rate of 4.5, and with inflation still so high, I feel like they need to reverse the target going into 2023. I agree. I think they're going to definitely just up the target, right? I think that next month when we do get that summary of projections that they're going to release, I think they're definitely going to increase to that 5% range, in my opinion. Let's see. These markets will humble you quick, 100%, right? That's why I keep on talking about risk management, right? Because these markets will humble you super, super quick. Let's see, 20 lots. Let's see, 20 lots. You guys are hilarious. Listen, I done got humbled numerous times, family, right? That's why I'm very big on this, right? You know, I don't play when it comes to risk management. You know, I really don't. You know, that's in my first 3 years, I literally made no money, right? I made no money whatsoever. And it wasn't because I didn't understand how to read technicals, right? I was very good at understanding technicals. I was very good at marking up charts, but I wasn't good with discipline, right? I wasn't good with risk management, right? I always, for some reason, like I knew not to over leverage, but my body just couldn't stop myself from over leveraging. Like I just couldn't for some reason, right? Like I just couldn't stop myself from over leveraging. And that's the issue, right? And I know some of you guys are also experiencing the same thing, where you guys know better. You guys know not to over leverage, but for some reason your emotions, your mindset cannot stop you from doing it, right? That's why being disciplined, guys, is one of the most important things with trading. We have to be disciplined in these markets. It is what it is, right? We have to be disciplined. All right, so guys, we do have about a minute left on this last 5-minute candle, this most recent one. We have retested that play, right? We have retested that candlestick up there. So now it's do or die, right? Again, we're risking 1% here. I mean, the risk reward is phenomenal, though, right? The risk reward is absolutely phenomenal, right? Even if we just target back to this wick where the actual news opened, like that in itself, guys, is 7-1, right? That is phenomenal risk reward, insane, right? Let's see. Big shout out to I don't want to butcher your name, but what's going on, Miss Conley? I appreciate you for being a part of the actual Wealthy Fam. If you want, definitely go ahead and send me a message on Instagram so I can get you added into our private Telegram group, our private community that we have here for everybody that is a supporter of the channel. I do appreciate you so much for being a sponsor of the channel. It means a lot. But make sure to go ahead and send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. Just look up my name, and I'll get you added into that chat for sure. All right, so let's see. We got 1 second left. So new 5-minute candle is here. I do like how this 5-minute candle closed. We ended up pushing up and closed right back below. So let's see what happens next. All right, let's see what happens next. It's either we going to win or we going to lose. Point blank, period. So now we also got to keep in mind, guys, now it's 9:32, right? So we're going to see an increase in volume. So keep that in mind, right? It is 9:30. The stock market just opened, right? The stock market just opened. So we are going to see an increase in volume for sure enter the market. So that's something that we also have to be mindful of. Right, but I like to play. You know, I like to play. We'll see what happens. Right, again, I'm only risking 1%, so I really don't care if it wins or loses. Let's see. I'm taking this play on silver. Yo, you are the silver king, bro. You are the silver king. Did silver give the same exact play? It did give the same exact play too, which is obviously expected. Right, silver's interesting though, right? Because silver actually came and ran this high already. Crazy. Like silver is pushing. Silver is pushing. All right, like silver actually came and broke the same exact high that we were actually playing off for gold. Yeah, but that's cool though. It actually did give the same play though. All right, so let's see, guys. Again, be patient. Only risk 1%, and just deal with the consequences. Right, whether it's win or lose, it doesn't matter. You know, it was a good looking setup, and we deal with the outcome of the setup. Let's see what they talking about over here in the community. Hi, baby. I see. Is that Andrew Tate? Yeah, somebody had dropped a motivational video on Mr. Tate inside the platform. Guys, if you guys are not inside of the platform, man, like, come on, guys. We have our own social media platform, right? Like, what other social media platform guys out there strictly for traders and investors and entrepreneurs? There's not that many, family. So again, if you guys are not part of Profit Society, get your butt in there, right, and join the discussions that we be having. Pretty dope. Let's see. I'm gonna have to see what the hype about with silver. Silver pays out crazy, right? That's the thing. Silver is super, super volatile and pays out crazy. She's fine. She's fine. You look like a damn king, woman. Called Reap the Silver Server. Silver, the silver, the Silver Surfer. That's hilarious. That's exactly what Reap is, though. The Silver Surfer. I'm gonna change his name inside of the profit compartment. I'm gonna change his name to the Silver Surfer. 'Cause that's hilarious. Oh man. Hey, but did you sell on gold? Yeah, of course I did. Right. I sold gold, guys. Once we retested, right? Like I said, once we retest, I'm selling that. Right. So, we do got a 1 minute OB now. So let's see if this 1 minute live OB can hold. If this 1 minute live OB doesn't hold, then I don't think this is gonna play out. Right. But we'll see. We'll let it play out. We'll let the thing do what it does. All right, let's see. We got my guy Alex in the building. What's going on, Alex? Good to see you in the chat. Let's see what happened to NFP. So NFP was crazy. Well, not necessarily, right? But unemployment rate actually did come out a little bit higher. We did actually see a decrease in the number of people that were actually employed. But overall, the market, I think, is reacting to the unemployment rate going up, right? Which is why we're seeing a nice rebound in the indice market, a nice rebound in gold. Just because, again, right now, like, higher unemployment is going to bring strength to the markets. Which, again, I know it sounds crazy, but we're living in crazy times right now, right? With inflation above 8%, right? And that's why you got to think outside the box, guys, right? Higher unemployment right now can actually trigger, right? Well, it did trigger some momentum in the indice market. It triggers some momentum in gold, right? And that's just because of, obviously, the current market conditions. But my opinion, I think, is going to be short-lived. And that's why I'm very comfortable with taking this chance, right? Only risking 1%, and I'm actually going to show you guys how this looks like, right? This is a 1% risk trade here, 1% risk, right? And if we just target down to the bottoms, guys, we're talking about 7% gains, right? And that's just back down to here, right? If we make our way back down to here, then I truly believe we're going to continue dropping, right? But just playing off of right here, this is pretty much what we're looking at right here, right? A 1% risk for actually over a 7% gain, right? So that's how this could look like right here, guys. Let's see. I buy actual silver as well. Yeah, no, that's a good play, guys. If you compare, right, and this is a play right here, right? If you compare gold, right? If you compare gold's all-time high, right, which was at 2,000 at the beginning. No, yes. Is that the all-time high? Yeah, so if you compare gold's all-time high, which happened this past year, right, at 2,000, and we look at silver, right, and how far it is from its all-time high, right, like, we got a lot more potential gains here if you're looking at silver, right, because to get back up to silver's all-time high, it's just a much bigger move compared to gold. I think silver is completely undervalued, tremendously. So yeah, I also would be, comfortable buying actual physical silver for sure as well. Let's see. Me, you, and Abel gotta link up 2023 for sure. 100% Cove. Right, we have to. Right, we have to. Get the whole gang. Right, get the whole team. I mean, yo, Cove, where are you at, bro? Are you in? I think I don't know. Are you in Michigan? I think you're in Michigan. I could be wrong though, right? Because I know Michigan is definitely going to be a place that we go to, guys. You know, we will be traveling 2023. We're going to be doing a Profit Society tour, literally going to different cities. Eventually, we'll go overseas as well to different countries. But look forward to that, right? So yeah, you know, we're gonna go to places that we have, you know, a big community at, right? So I know Michigan is definitely a place that we have a lot of people in, right? A lot of followers, a lot of supporters, a lot of traders, a lot of mentees at. So we're definitely gonna be out there in Michigan sometime next year for sure. Texas, 100%. Texas is like our second home, right? Texas, is, especially Houston, right? Houston is like my second home, right? I mean, I've been in Houston so often over the past few years, throwing numerous events, numerous trainings. So yeah, definitely Texas is gonna be on the play for sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, so yeah, I knew you was in Detroit. Ipalensi, right? So you out there with my guy Mel, right? So we actually do got my brother Mel out there too. I believe he's out there. I'm not sure, right? But yeah, we have a big team over there in Michigan, right? You know, between U Cove, between Devin and his team, Mel and their team, like we got a lot of people out there in Michigan. Miami, 100%, right? We're gonna go Miami just because it's Miami. ATL as well, right? ATL could be on the list. Listen, man, as long as there's a community there, family, we pulling up. Like just simple, just like that, right? If there is a community, we pulling up. We just got to make sure there's a community there, bro. Right? Now, I'm not talking about it has to be crazy, crazy into the thousands or not even necessarily into the hundreds, right? If there's a good 30, 40, 50 people in the area, we'll pull up, right, and give you guys that real experience in real time. You know what I'm saying? Just because, again, for one, we like traveling, right? We like actually doing this stuff in person, right? That's literally what I've been doing, guys, for the past 4 years, right? If you guys look at, and I always bring this up just for social proof, all right, because it's pretty cool. But like when I say that we really travel, like we really travel, right? Like again, like this was an ATL right here, right? This is an event that I hosted, or not that I hosted, I was actually a part of, right? So I got invited to teach at this event. Every single thing that here I got invited to teach, right? But I got invited to teach here. This was an ATL. It was like a 4,000 people event, or maybe like a 2,000 person event. This was a smaller event in Pennsylvania, just teaching. And then right here, guys, was definitely it's either this event, which there was like 3,000 people in the Caribbeans. This is us in Trinidad and Tobago. We were over there in Trinidad, 3,000 person event. It was absolute game changer. So it's between this event or the event that I did in London, right? Because I did an event in London as well that also had a shit ton of people in, right? So trust me, we like to travel. We like to make some moves, you know. So definitely, as long as you're a part of the community, as long as you're a part of the Profit Society family, you know, we will go ahead and link up with you. All right, 100%. All right, so what's Gold doing? So Gold is just still playing up around this level, but I do like how we're reacting. We just need to see this thing absolutely just start to fall for us, though. All right, that's what we want to see now. Let's see, lonely me up in Vermont. Listen, Kyle, I'll go to Vermont, Kyle, for sure, but it's got to be near the springtime, right? One thing I do not like, guys, is the cold, right? I'm not even gonna lie, right? One thing I do not like is the cold, right? So if y'all want me to travel in the cold, sheesh, it's gotta be it's gotta be worth it, right? It's gotta be worth it for me. I just can't stay in the cold, which is why I moved from New York to North Carolina. Let's see. Let's get the likes up, fam. Nah, I appreciate y'all for real. You know, everybody, please do go ahead and like the stream, guys. If you guys have gotten some type of value so far, definitely go ahead and smash the like button. It does a lot more for me than you guys might even think. Right, so definitely appreciate y'all for doing that. Let's see. Yeah, it's getting cold. I mean, Kyle, listen, well, we can go to Vermont, but it's got to be in like April, right? May, June, preferably the summer. Let's see. Ever thought of making a trading book? I actually do got some sauce, right? This is a book that I actually created, guys, a while ago, right? But it's very, very basic book. Like very, very basic book here. I don't know if I could just type in my name and it could pop up. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, here it is. Right. So I actually do got a couple things, right? So this book was something that I created a while ago, but I actually put it up for sale on Amazon, right? But it's very, very basic. Like this is for people that are like brand spanking new to the markets, right? So all of you guys in the chat, this is probably not for you guys unless you just want to support me. I appreciate that, but yeah, this is very, very basic stuff right here, right? Which I created a while ago, but I actually put it up for sale last year. And then we also got a trading journal, a physical copy of a trading journal that you guys can also get. I I actually have a bunch of copies right here with me as well. So anybody that does actually buy a physical copy, if you want one, you guys can also go ahead and grab that as well if you wanted to support me. All right, so, but yeah, that's it. I will be working on a different book though. Or I will be working on a different book as well, a more in-depth book, a price action type of book. Like I want to take over. You know how Naked Forex is usually like the go-to book for price action. I want to be that Naked Forex guy. All right, I want to be able to create a book around just strictly price action, like how Naked Forex is, and they can truly. I mean, they probably sold so many copies of that Naked Forex book, right? Especially from me alone. I was promoting that book tremendously my entire career. So I need to get some of that. I need to get some of that share, right? So that'll be something dope that I would look to eventually do, is create like a price action type of book. Let's see. Ain't nothing like TP's hitting on the road 100%. Do you ever do events in Raleigh? We used to do events all the time back in the day, right? But I haven't done any events Raleigh recently. But that's easy though, right? We could always set that up for sure, right? Because that's where I'm at. I'm right here in Raleigh, right? So we can always definitely set up something for sure. Let's see. Abel is the number 8 Kobe of trading. That's dope, man. I appreciate it. That's really a compliment, no lie, because Kobe's one of my biggest inspirations for sure. Gotta bounce. Thank you, Lindsay, for jumping in. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. So I'm guessing Chicago will be around July. Yeah, yeah. Chicago. Get anything up north? That's gonna have to be more so. Yeah, when spring starts to come around, right? Maybe like around April, right? We could probably start looking for those plays. But anything down south, like we can go whenever, all right? Arizona, we always in Arizona, right? Arizona is one of my favorite places, right? Houston, one of my favorite places, right? Miami, Florida, anywhere in Florida, really. We do got, we got. This is the thing, right? Like for the Profit Society guys, like the main core educators, right? Because there's 4 of us, me, Kyle, Ray, Skaggs, right? There's 4 of us here, right? Each of us live in a different state, all right? So that's pretty dope too, where we'll be able to come and do stuff for our own individual states, but also link up and really turn up for you guys. Let's see. You need to come to the Carolinas. I mean, I'm already in Raleigh, right? I'm already in North Carolina. So wherever you're at, Joseph, we can always set it up for sure. It's not too far at all. Yeah, we need that price action book. That would be crazy, right? Can you look at GJ? Of course. Let's go take a look at this. Let's go see what GJ's doing real quick. Okay, so GJ really isn't doing much at all just yet. Right, now this is what I told you guys for GJ, right? I'm bullish GJ. Okay? I'm bullish GJ. I want to look for some buys on GJ. Okay? I really do. But only way I'm looking for buys on GJ is if we come down and we sweep these lows right here. Right? I think that there's just too much liquidity now that's being built up right below these lows. And that's what I want to see. I want to see a swipe of these lows and then a rebound. And then from there, I'm going back long on GJ. Right? So that's literally my play here for GJ for sure. All right, so I'm bullish long term, but you never know. The market could actually spike up before coming down, because the market gonna do some crazy stuff, right? Just to try to liquidate as many people before the big move really happens. But I'm really a buyer below this 164 level. I'm a buyer all day of GJ. Let's see. Can you look at AuDCAD? Sure. Let's go look at AuDCAD. All right, so AuDCAD, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, this thing has been bearish. I think we probably will remain bearish. I think that the Canadian dollar, guys, is definitely a lot stronger than the Australian dollar for sure. So I'm bearish on AuDCAD. So maybe a play back up into this level up here, up into this range, back up at these highs, possibly even to fill some of this wick, could possibly trigger that continuation to the downside here for AuDCAD. Right, so that's what I'll be looking. I would like to go ahead and get these lows taken out. I'll definitely like to target these lows right here. Go ahead and collect all the liquidity below that. So that's what I'll be looking for AuDCAD if I was going to take it. Obviously, I don't trade AuDCAD, so I'm not going to take this trade. But if I was, that's where I would be looking, back up at these highs. Yeah, definitely back up at those highs. Let's see. Do you still recommend Naked Forex? 100% I do. Right, I think Naked Forex is one of the best books out there, especially when it comes to learning price action, right, and just learning how to read the markets without no indicators, right, without nothing, just a clean chart. So I definitely highly recommend it. But just know, right, when I get my book out there, ain't no more Naked Forex, right? Y'all gonna have to support me because mine's gonna be way better, right? But for right now, I definitely recommend it for sure. All right, really, really good book. All right, so let's go back to gold. What is gold doing? It's just giving us a little bit, right? Nothing too crazy. We're in very small profit right now. Like, very, like, this is not even anything to be excited about, but we're like around 15 pips, 10 pips of profit, something like that. Yeah, I mean, right now I'm only in like 5 pips now since it's starting to pull back. But yeah. SPX now that it reacted after liquidity grab. Man, shout out to that boy Jonathan as well, bro. I appreciate you, my brother. I really do, man. Big shout out to that boy Jonathan. All right, so let's see SPX. Let's see what we got here. Dang, this thing actually gave us a pretty strong reaction out of this level right here. Right, I think the NAS did the same. It had to have. And we actually did see some very strong reactions, guys, from these indices at market open. At market open. Interesting. Now, is this actually going to hold, though? That's the question, right? Is it actually going to hold? I don't know, right? I mean, it could, right? Because we did end up sweeping this high right here. But I just like this imbalance, right? I want to see, like, I would love to see this thing come back up to there, right? But based off this reaction, we might not get that. So this thing really could just start to shift lower. All right, this thing really could just start to go ahead and continue lower, right? And if that's the case, then it's not something that I personally will be interested in. But you know, Jonathan, you know I trust your skills, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I know if you're looking for something, bro, then I mean, you're definitely one of the few on the call, you know, that I truly respect for sure. Just because again, I seen you come up, right? It's like there's people on this call family like my brother Jonathan that literally have been following me since I mean 7 years ago, right? 6 years ago when I really started, right? When I had my first course. Like I had a first course, guys, back in like I can't even remember. Jonathan, do you remember when you first initially like because you were one of the first people to actually join in my course as well back in the day, right? So big shout out to you, my brother. I appreciate you, man. All right, shout out to that boy Reap as well, right? We got a few people that have been rocking with me for the past 7 years. All right, think about that, right? Trading with me, rocking with me, following me for the past 6, 7, 8 years. You guys are savages. You guys are some real lunatics for following a guy like me, right? But I do appreciate y'all. Let's see, November 2017, March 2017. Okay, yeah, now big shout out to y'all, man. Like I said, you guys are the ones that I truly respect for sure, and that's why we always had a great relationship, and that's why we will always remain a great relationship. And yeah, you know, I need you guys to, and I'm talking to you, Reap, and I'm talking to you, Jonathan. Like y'all is the ones that again that we truly trust, right? Not just myself, but you know the rest of the team. So we need y'all to really be some vocal points, some make yourself some influencers, guys, in our community, right? That's where I'm getting at, right? Because we could definitely leverage a lot of your guys' assets and skills for sure. All right, Wealthy and Alex too, right? Big shout out to Alex, man. Alex as well. You know, he ended up buying the course as well a while ago, right? So, man, y'all some savages, man. Like I said, man, we not new to this family. If you guys are new to my channel, just know, man, we're not new to this. We're true to this. We've been putting in a lot of time, a lot of effort to really get into the levels that we're at, man. So it's been amazing to see, you know, a lot of our progressions, right? Because a lot of us have gotten so much better over the past few years, right? And it's amazing to see. Let's see, the 5-day boot camp changed my life. I appreciate that, Jude. I really did. The 5-day boot camp, guys, is next level. Again, I'm gonna promote it again. You know, this thing is game changer. You know, again, don't think about the price and be like, oh man, 300. No, think about like, damn, if I'm paying 300, how much can I get from this? I mean, you can get infinite, right? You could become a millionaire low key off of just this boot camp. But keep in mind, right? This is also gonna get you this is your ticket also into my full course, which is going to be $750 when I drop that. Remember what I said, right? My full course, when I drop it, it's going to be $750 to get, which even that point is still going to be a crazy discount for the amount of value you guys are going to get out of it. But if you want direct access to my course when I drop it, you literally just need to buy the boot camp and you get grandfathered in. So that's a little cheat code. I don't know about y'all, but if you're serious about your education and you appreciate how I educated so far today, and if I was easily to understand and I provided some clarity to you, then yeah, you know, make that investment into yourself, guys, right? And it's going to give you access to, again, our private community that we have, and it'll get you access to, you know, the actual full course when it drops. All right, so that's just that. All right, but let's go back to gold. Let's see, gold. Come on, gold. Hurry up and just drop for us. You know, if on gold, guys, once we are able to go ahead and get to, I really want to see price come back down to where this moving average is. If we can go ahead and go a little bit more, that's when I'm really going to be moving my stops to break even. I don't want to move it prematurely. right? Just because again, price can easily pop back up into this level and then go ahead and completely turn around, and I just don't like doing that, right? So if we can get down, or when we get down to the 1656 level, that's when I really will start to move my stops to break even, by the way. Just giving you guys a heads up. But right now, I'm still chilling. My stops are still where they were. Let's see. I'm all with it. Yeah, nah, Reap, we need you, bro. We really do. Just on a good trade, fam, equals 3 to 4. Exactly. That's 100%. Like, that $300 investment that you're making into yourself, you can easily make that back once you truly understand, right? I'm not saying that you're going to just take the boot camp, guys, and become super traders, right? You will have a lot more clarity, but this is the thing that you guys need to understand. You guys can take anybody's course out there, but you still have to gain the experience, right? So you can get all the sauce, all the information, but if you still lack the experience, you're still not going to get the results that you want, right? The biggest thing that separates the people that are actually making money and the ones that are not is the experience that they have. Like, that's usually what it comes down to, right? The more experience you have, obviously the better you're going to become, right? And the better you will be. Let's see. Best entry I've had was buying your first ProTrader Bootcamp. Yeah, Kyle. If for those of you guys that were a part of the first ProTrader Bootcamp, like, you guys got in super cheap too, right? I think, what was it, like $200? I think it was like $200 or something like that, 250 maybe. Probably, yeah. I think it was around that $200, right? The first boot camp, right? So yeah, you guys that actually got in at the first boot camp, you guys are about to get my course at a stupid steal, right? Which is gonna be crazy. Which is gonna be crazy, right? But yeah, again, I don't like to. I'm not one of these people, guys, that's too money hungry for like course sales or things like that. That's not me, right? So if you invest into yourself into any of my products, usually that's going to grandfather you into a lot of the other ones, right? So I'm just throwing that out there, all right? We are working on a lot of products in the back end. So if you buy one of my boot camps or courses or things like that, that usually does grandfather you into everything else. So I'm just putting it out there, all right? I'm just putting that out there, all right? But let's see, guys. Let's see what the market does do. Again, we are now starting to just pull back a little bit. And this is why, again, I'm already accepting the fact, guys, that this could potentially lose, just so that I'm comfortable with the loss if it happens. All right. So I really don't care about what happens to this trade. I'm just gonna continue to ride it out and see what we can get from it. Yo, gold moves so fast though. Where we were up around 30 pips, and it doesn't even look like we were up 30 pips. All right. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Yeah, the pro was game changer for me. Made me money back on the trade by the end of the boot camp. That's amazing. Let's go. Let's go. It was a fire for 249. Yeah, 249. Right, was the first boot camp. Accidentally found Abel on YouTube and took a chance at the 5-day boot camp. Don't regret. I love, man. I appreciate y'all. I really do. All right, you guys are definitely some superstars for sure. But this is the thing, right? Getting to boot camp is one thing, but now starting to gain the experience and continuously getting the experience is another, right? And that's why I'm always going to be here to help you guys out no matter what, and just continuously guide you guys throughout this whole thing. All right, so let's see what happens, guys. No matter what happens, it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and just continue to play this out. And, yeah, we'll grow from this regardless. Let's see. So we got 5 minutes till 10 o'clock, right? That 10 o'clock candle, too, guys, is definitely a very interesting one, right? The 10 o'clock candle is a very, very volatile candle. So we definitely got to be aware for that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, typically, man, these live OBs, guys, we usually want to see a much stronger reaction off of these, right? Like right off rip, right? So I'm starting to think, obviously keep that in my mind as well. Right now, again, I'm accepting my risk. I'm only risking 1%, so I really don't care, right? What happens? But I'm also looking at price action, right? Typically, if we're playing these live OBs, we usually want to see, guys, a very strong reaction right away. Like, coming back to that live OB usually invalidates the actual setup. So if you guys want to go ahead and possibly close out a little early, that's up to you, right? But now that we actually pulled back up, I really do think we're probably going to end up going to stops, right? So you guys do what you guys want on that. If you guys want to remove the risk, take the loss, by all means do your thing. I'm personally holding because, like I said, I don't care. It's only one risk. But now I'm trying to give you guys this added experience, right? We got the play. We had the setup. But the fact that we came back above it, that's usually not a good sign, right? That is usually not a good sign. So at this point, it looks like this might actually go ahead and continue running probably straight to our stops. But again, take the lessons from this, guys, right? Remember what we said, the live OBs. We usually want to see a nice, strong reaction from that. Right? We usually want to see a nice reaction. Typically, we want this thing to like, this thing should have been falling already, right? How we like to play it, especially at the range that we're playing it. So now, the way it's looking, yeah, I'm very comfortable with accepting this loss, though. I'm just giving you guys a heads up, right? If you guys wanted to, just know, based off this reaction and how we pulled all the way back up, this is not what we usually want to see, right? And this usually comes through experience. That's why I was talking about that experience level, right? When you have the experience, you're able to identify some of these things, right? You're able to identify the reactions in the plays so that you can even eliminate the risk even more if you wanted to. I'm letting this hit my stop loss, though, if it does, right? Because I'm comfortable with that, right? I have certain rules for myself, guys, where I just let the trade play out, right? So we're gonna see what happens overall. We do got the 10-minute, the 10 o'clock candle, though, guys, opening in about 3 minutes. So we're probably gonna see crazy volatility from that 10 o'clock candle. So either way, we'll go ahead and see what the market gives us, and we'll play off of that. Yeah, this is definitely gonna go ahead and stop me out. I'll tell you, we shouldn't have. If this OB, guys, was really gonna play the way we wanted to play, then we shouldn't have came back up to this high, right? We shouldn't have came back up to that high, right? And again, that's just that experience, right? Like, I understand that through experience, which is why I'm now expecting this thing. The way it's looking, we're probably gonna want to come all the way up to these highs now, right? And possibly come and retest, probably run these highs. If we do continue going the way we're going, we're probably gonna come probably up to here. But even that, though, guys, right? Just keep your eyes on this, because again, I will be looking for this thing to eventually turn around. All we're doing now, it looks like it's going to fill the entire wick. We didn't want to fill the entire wick, but it looks like it might want to fill the entire wick that we have here. Okay? But just keep in mind, do not, and I'm saying this right now, do not be surprised, right? Do not be surprised if for whatever reason the market does some craziness and we actually run this high and then we still end up lower, right? Like, I would not be surprised about that, right? What's your stop go? I'm in it with you for 0.5%, right? So my stop, let me actually go ahead and bring up my MT4. My stop is at 1668. 1668 100, I believe. Yeah, 1668 100. So it's literally right there. Like, this thing is damn near, like, it's tapping. It's on my back door right now. It's knocking on my door. Like, this trade is knocking on my stop loss door. Like, it's knocking. It's like, yo, Abel, I'm right here, bro. Like, Abel, bro, you better let me in, or I'm gonna ruin your day. Right? So it's very close, right? But 1668 100 is pretty much where I put mine. And like, this thing is right there. If I survive this, guys, then I would be surprised. Right? But again, at this point, I think we're gonna just run this high at this point. The way it's looking, yeah, I'm out now. Now I'm definitely out. 10 o'clock candle. Now watch this. Watch this. Again, experience, right? Watch this 10 o'clock candle, guys. Run the high, give us that live 5-minute OB again, and then start to shift. Don't be surprised if that actually happens. I'm just throwing that out there for y'all. All right? Just throwing that out there. Because the market does that, and now that we're at all the way up, we might as well come and clear these highs and clear that liquidity. All right? So if we run up high, wait for that next live 5-minute OB again, and then take another chance. All right? That's what risk management is about. Risk 1% in case the trade doesn't work out. Look for the next logical play. Keyword is logical. And then go ahead and take advantage of it like that. All right? So that's pretty much where we're going to be at. Let's see. Whoa, what the one la. Yeah, that thing was, yeah. Let's see. That's a great risk management mentality. Love it. It has to, again. And this is the thing, guys, right? Like, you got to understand what trading truly is. Trading is not winning every single trade, right? Trading is you taking wins, taking loss, win, loss, win, win, loss, win, win, loss, right? It's gonna happen. All right. That's why risk management is so important. Right. But besides that, though, family. Again, I was on here with you guys for almost 2 hours. I will now be getting off just so I can go ahead and be a father to my children, a husband to my wife. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this though. I did take a 1% loss, full transparency. I have no issues admitting that. It is what it is. But if we are seeing price run this high now and we come back below with that 5-minute OB, I will be taking another attempt. So don't be surprised if later on in the day I come here and I drop what I'm looking at and what I'm doing here with gold. Don't be surprised if I'm in another entry. I'm just saying that. All right, but without further ado, family, I do appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for rocking with me this entire week. It has been an absolutely amazing week overall. Even with this small loss that we got here, guys, we're still in profit around, I think, 4 or 5% for the week, which is absolutely game changer. We will be back on Sunday, guys, right? On Sunday, we will be back with our weekly overview, all right, as a team. And I look forward to seeing you guys there. For everybody that's a part of the boot camp, right, you guys know we will have our study hall session tomorrow, right? Study hall session tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that link. It's going to be inside of the boot camp Telegram, right? So I look forward to having that study hall session with you guys tomorrow as well. But all right, family, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. And I hope you have a phenomenal rest of your guys' day. If you guys need me for anything, my Instagram is right below my beautiful face right here. Right, my beautiful face right here, right? My Instagram is right below it. Go ahead and send me a message on Instagram, and I'll definitely go ahead and answer any question that you have. But all right, family, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys all a little bit later. Let's get it.